offensive lineman getting it in. Doing that little quick footwork. We're going to see if we can get in these one-on-ones soon.
It smells like brand new Nikes.
Probably because everybody got all their fresh gear out here. You feel me?
I feel like straight up cleats. I love it.
This big boy from Oregon State. These will probably be boring, but you got to look at the small things, right? You got to look at the small things. These little drills, probably like, why are we watching these? You got to watch these, a little coming out of their stance, the feet, choppy steps, how low they stay, back arch, hands extended, little tiny things before we get into these one-on-ones. You're not going to see my face in this video, but I got my dog, Dominic White. He is the offensive lineman guru, okay? So that's why I'm sitting next to him, and that's why I'm filming this. Go ahead, Dominic, since we're doing this right now.
Yeah.
Mention those guys that you were telling me about that the Cowboys people should look out for as far as offensive linemen.
Yeah, you know, outside of talking about day one prospects, looking for a day two guy, Dominic Puny. He was left tackle for Kansas this past season, but here at the Senior Bowl, I want to see him work on the interior because that's where I think his best fit would be. And oddly enough, he's been taking a few practice snaps at center, so I didn't think that they would move him all the way that far inside, but that's a guy I'm keeping my eye on. Pretty good footwork. Shockingly, the Jayhawks had a nice left side of their line this past year. But yeah, I'm looking for him. And then also, Zach Frazier. He's moving well for a guy who had just sustained an injury this past season from West Virginia, offensive center. He was probably the second best pure center in this class behind Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon. But yeah, he's a little fire hydrant of a guy, a little tank. Smaller guy, I think he would work best in his own blocking scheme. But if he can put him in the middle with somebody like, you know, Tyler Smith and then Zach Martin, that bodes well for a kid that can step in and try to play for you from day one.
Now, you and I both were talking before they actually started practice, and you were telling me, I told you I wanted a tackle early, preferably a first round. You said that tackle would be good, but you're also looking at center as well. Is that something that you would take at 24?
You know, my heart of hearts, I want that tackle as well. Guys that I looked at earlier in the process, going back to starting in September, I was thinking Fuaga, who came out strong this year, would have been that guy, but he's shooting up boards. The media scouts are already knowing about him. You already know the NFL scouts got him, so I don't think that's even a realistic guy to really discuss. To me, Jordan Morgan from Arizona make all the world of sense. As I'm watching them and their movements and how they interact with other players, he's coming across as an alpha type, just supremely confident in his ability. For a big guy, he's got kind of the narrow hips, but the bubble butt that you look for. I know that sounds odd. Pause for those who will use that, but man, the kid just moves so smoothly. He keeps his back up straight. He can do everything that you want. But if he tends to slide a little bit higher than what we're thinking, he'll go. Then you got to start to look elsewhere. But I think he is a legitimate target because there are 8 offensive tackles that I think can go in the first round.
Right.
It's all going to be about flavor. It's going to be about which side of the line you want, whether it's a left side guy or right side dominant guy. But I think Jordan Morgan has what it takes to be a left tackle in the league. There are whispers about him moving inside the guard, but I would keep him on that left side. And he's a little bit shades of reminiscent of Rashawn Slater,
nice.
whom I loved coming out of his draft class. I thought he was the best pro-ready guy, and he kind of reminds me of him as far as his hands usage, the grip strength, but then the ability to anchor.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what. With this draft last year, it was plethora of tackles, and we could have got one. This is the year, in my opinion, as much as the Tyron Smith thing, yes, you can do it with the money as long as that works, but I think you need to have the plan now. This is the year. I've been saying it for the last 3 years. This is the year now to get this left tackle because there's a plethora of tackles in this draft. You just mentioned it. There's 8 guys that you're talking about first rounders, second round potential.
Right.
Dallas has to scoop one in this draft. We cannot sit there and rely on the Tyron Smith plan any longer. We need a draft for the future, and left tackle needs to be hit. Preferably for me in the first round, not round 2, not round 3. We need somebody can come in and be ready to play just in case if you're bringing Tyron Smith back, he gets hurt, he's coming and stepping in ready to play now. That's what we need.
Right, and as talented as this offensive tackle class is, I think it kind of drops off the shelf when you get to that 8th guy, where there's a couple of second rounders I am interested in, but you're talking about developmental guys.
Right.
Where I don't know if
we're not trying to do that
out there in the fire
right.
this upcoming season. So if you really want to take it seriously to solidify the tackle spot, you're going to look at targeting one in the first round, and people don't have to panic or say that's a reach or you're just going for need. No, realistically, the way it seems to like it's going to project out, that may end up being the best value as well on the board. So it's when value meets need, that breeds like a perfect situation for the Cowboys sitting there at 24.
There it is. My guy Dominic, man, this man knows his stuff. You know, I'll be on the draft, but like this, man, I'm trying to step my game up. So we'll be checking in periodically back and forth as we look at these drills. I know, it's right. You got running back, linebackers, offensive linemen. Yeah, man. It's best when they do the one-on-one. But I like to see the start and stopping, though. I like to see the start and stopping, though.
Already with the start and stop. Ricky Pearsall, Florida. Underrated guy. Him measured in the way he measured in at 6'1" was kind of impressive. I didn't think he was that tall, but he is a technician when it comes to route running. And Professor O been teaching me, because I'm an offensive lineman at heart.
Right.
But whenever I get guys like O that really know the receiver position and they show me about the nuances of the game, he does a little subtle things in his routes, like, you know, eye manipulation, turning that head, just snapping off routes. And whenever I scoped him out all throughout the process this last year, he had it. He had a little bit of it all.
Did he get out here yet? Talk to him?
Now, there's a receiver in here that a lot of people have been talking about that was with Drake May. And that is Devontae Walker. He got a lot of buzz as a receiver. I want to see how he's looking at today. That's number 14. He's been getting a lot of buzz. A lot of people have been talking about him. In my opinion, if we're going to get a receiver, we don't need to get some guy who's developmental. I definitely think we need to add on the receiver position, because if you look at it right now, yes, you got the CD Lamb. I'm sorry, I like Jalen Tolbert, but he's more of a 3 now, in my opinion. He is more stiff. He's more of a complimentary guy. If I see Jalen Tolbert at the number 2, I feel like if you get a good number 2 corner, you can shut him down. So we need a really solid number 2 opposite of CD Lamb who can really get at you. I'd love to bring Brandon Cooks back, but we need an explosive guy beyond Lamb. I think that's where we're missing here on the receiving core. I love Brandon Cooks, but we need a young, exciting receiver that can really test the defense and really be a compliment to CeeDee, because I don't think we really have that right now. Now, I wanted to ask you a question, Dominic. On these running backs, you had a couple running backs that I heard you talking about. I didn't really get their names, but obviously we're talking about, we don't know what's going to happen with Tony Pollard. I don't think they're bringing him back. That was a $10 million deal 1 year. Only way I can see Tony Pollard coming back would be on a super low, team-friendly type deal. We don't know if that's going to happen. What's a running back that you would say that the Cowboys look at? What type of running back would you want to draft? Because in my opinion, I feel like we need more of a Ezekiel Elliott maybe type, good speed, but can really attack the hole, can really put pressure on the hole. We need a guy who's strong in that hole. We need a guy who's more than just a guy that can get on the outsides. We need a guy who can get down and dirty. Do you have a running back here that you like that can do kind of both of those things, get on the outside, but can really punish the middle?
Well, it's kind of a loaded question because it's difficult when you, again, I'm always trying to project the way I think the draft is going to flow. So anytime we share information with our followers and those that, you know, we're fortunate to tune in and listen to our thoughts and opinions, I really want to set them up for like what realistically could happen. So whenever you look at the last 5 drafts, your top running back in the draft is long gone before pick 56, which is when I think it would be wise for Dallas to start looking for a running back. So Trey Benson is my running back number 1 because he's healthy right now. There's a little bit of an injury history there. We had a catastrophic knee injury when he was at Oregon, but he's done well ever since. But I think that's running back 1. He's more of a complete running back that you're looking for, a 3-down guy. So kind of the guy that has the burst in the hole, who can see it, hit it, and go. But I think that guy's going to go much higher than 56.
Right.
So you kind of X him off the list. Jonathan Brooks from Texas would have been that next guy vying for running back 1. But with an ACL injury, we know with skilled guys, it takes that year to come back from it, kind of like we were talking about earlier about Trayvon Diggs in Dallas. So I don't know if I would want to use a second rounder on him just yet. That would be perfect Dallas to do something like that.
Yeah.
But to me, if you really are coming into this year feeling that pressure of it's the last year of Mike McCarthy and this current iteration of the coaching staff together, you can't chance just waiting on guys to come help you 2-3 years down the road. Big Mike shouldn't want that.
Right.
So I kind of mix him off the list. So at that point, you're really starting to hurt and feel the feeling of like, who can we really get?
Right.
I look at Marshawn Lloyd here in this class. He is not that type of guy. I think he needs that duo, that partner to be with him. But if you see his movements, they're electric. He's smooth. It's like the jerky movements that a lot of people fall in love with, that quick twitch movement skill. It kind of reminds me of a kid who's playing for them Philadelphia Eagles right now at running back, but a little bit of like a 2.0 version, a little bit lighter version of him as far as not that gifted of an athlete. But he's one that I got my eye on. And then there's a late guy that's starting to probably make some headways here in the draft, but I'll save that one for later because I gotta stash that one.
Got you.
Look at that. Poorly, man.
Checking his receiver.
That's one I'm a fanboy on right there.
We're on the American side over here.
There's a little bit of listen to the thud in the pass.
Get ready for them. Get ready for them curl routes. Get ready for them curl routes.
Oh, beautiful cat.
Who was that? Was that Walker?
It is Walker.
I'm telling you, a lot of people have been buzzing on him.
You know, temperament-wise, who he's reminding me of?
Who's that?
Michael Gallup.
Ooh.
Like, he's just cool, calm, you know, nothing gets to him.
Is Gallup post one cut this year?
I think so.
Me too. I think you gotta.
Yeah, you use that $9 million for the draft class this summer, or a little bit of rollover into the season.
Because it's run its course.
Yeah,
It's run its course.
You think this running back class is better than last year?
I don't think so.
I don't think it is.
Neither do I.
It's not as top heavy. Last year was just ridiculous.
And they were dynamic.
It was just like a bunch of people last year.
Like, you had like late guys like Israel Abandakanda, where I thought, man, that's a nice, day 3 guy if you can get him late. If you put him in this class, he might be like a 4th round pick.
You talked to Professor yet?
I was telling Joe, I was like, man, you don't answer your questions straight up.
Is you coming or not?
Yeah, I was like, bro,
Yes or no?
did you get the flight or what? You over here telling me
that ain't sounding confident.
I don't think he
He
got
put his
that.
half on the hotel. He's got a whole hotel or something now.
Like, this dude here.
Got the defense over here. They were running cornerback section, and linebackers were doing a few of their drills.
Like I said, Gray over there.
Yeah. I mean, this is a good class of linebackers here too.
You know
You
what?
can definitely scoop one,
A lot
maybe
of
two.
people don't feel that way, but I
I think it's a okay linebacking class.
Day 2, you're gonna have a
Yes.
good pick.
And here's the thing, you're not going to draft that linebacker high anyway. It's going to be a day 2 guy. So this is perfect for what these guys are doing. Yeah, I think we can get somebody out here. We need some physicality at that linebacker spot.
Right.
That's the biggest thing.
Who's got top guy? At linebacker?
Man,
Damone Clark, he would only be if you're taking Mike out the equation. We ain't got none.
it's I think I mean the draft class itself. It's about flavor. Like if you're asking me, like a guy who's just not a rush guy, who can play that overall linebacker, but yet you need him to come forward some.
I think this is better. This is the best.
Yeah, it's getting better and better each year, it feels like.
You just left the East Coast Triangle in here. Well, not the game, but practices and stuff.
There we go. We finally got some
That's out in Vegas, right?
work
No,
right
it's
here.
Frisco.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up at Frisco. I live down in Temple, which is 2 hours south.
Yeah.
Got to catch it a little bit and then headed up. I got an amazing life. It's like, baby, go experience it.
Yeah, we all
Life too short. Go get your experience. I was like, thank you, baby.
Yeah.
I got no wifey rules this week. You know what I'm saying? You off the hook, you good. No leash, you go have fun.
But she
And I
said,
came
"Don't spend too
dolo."
much while you're there.
Mine was like, I wish I could go. It's a whole week, baby.
Yeah.
She was like, dang it. I was like, yes.
Yep.
I can concentrate this on football now.
Yeah, I just saw you sitting there. I was like, let me just ask him, what are his thoughts?
So I actually I work for a company that invests money in these kids.
Oh,
Before
that's
they
nice.
get to this level.
Right.
These guys are a month, 2 months from getting paid.
Yeah.
Underclassmen, no.
Yeah.
All that. In fact, we got to now to the point where we got to introduce ourselves as freshmen. You know what I mean? Those guys are going to make a little bit of change.
Yeah.
If you're a freshman. No, you're good.
I was doing something out here. Michael Vick had a company for a little bit. I was working with him. And I was telling James earlier, it's crazy the amount of money these kids are getting. They deserve it. The much money they make from the college and the
Yeah, that's the point. If coaches were making 8 figures, then it would make a difference.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense for the kids not to get paid. But these
Right.
coaches just going to get money and then go wherever they want to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're gonna dial it down a little bit though. Stop jumping on. That transfer portal's gonna get.
That transfer portal's crazy. That's changing the whole game. Because these kids, like, if I ain't playing now, I'm transferring.
Now, I will say there's something to that because if you don't have any tape, you're not gonna get anybody.
Exactly. You're right.
You know what I mean? But you also need to be going to get that check. Right. Spend the money here, over here now.
You can tell some people's mentality too. They don't necessarily say, "Oh, I'm going to the NFL." It's like, "Let me cash out." Yeah, while I'm here.
That's that short-term thing.
Exactly.
I like that trench work. I like that chip.
One-on-one.
I like this.
Around the corner. Gabe Baylor. Nice 5-tech for you right there.
We got one-on-ones everywhere. We got these backers right here.
He's holding a lot. He's better than Cowboys.
Oh.
They didn't want to go back and line up.
Temple helmet. Is that the linebacker? What's his name? Like McGee?
Sorry, y'all, if it's all over the place, but they got it all over the place.
James, can you show me videos that you have of that?
Huh?
I got some videos of the one-on-ones.
Okay.
Goddamn, man.
Ooh. See, I like when them offensive linemen, and they always going at it. My dog Castro, he gonna get them linebackers. And, although I gotta get this right here. That's that center grab thing. Ooh, that was a good move right there. That was good. Got him. Ooh, they fighting over there, boy. They battling over there. Watching these one-on-ones. Bringing us a tackle. Rep right there. Ooh. was a good rep right there. A lot of these offensive linemen